Okay, welcome back. And our guest this morning is the Executive Director, Research and Advocacy of the Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors. He's also the spokesman, Chief Sunday Oduntan. And we've been talking about all things electricity, but especially concentrating on, electricity theft and its impact on its supply. I hear we have a Mr. Bashorun in Iyanopajo. Did I get that right?
Yes, you get it. But there's no Mr. Bashorun of Yoripolari.
Mr. Bashorun, good morning, sir.
There's no Mr. Bashorun.
Oh, Bashorun Oyeni. Good morning, Bashorun.
Morning, Yoripolari.
Good morning, sir.
We are very, very grateful for bringing Chief Oduntan to this program. He has always been a delight when we hear him talk. So it's the person we appreciate when he talks. He doesn't mince words, and he's not cocky about his representations. He doesn't waste time to apologize. We apologize. Those are people that can do image or in nature. Sincerely speaking, he has said it all. The discipline in Nigeria, until it stops, will not get there. Because I don't know when somebody has discipline. You can manage your life when you have your proprimeter. When you are not in this room, off light. When you have your sitting room put on your when you are living there, off the phone. And you gain what you want to steal. You want to steal. But there's some issue that I want to ask from Chief Oduntan. Presently, like myself, I was using when I built my house, I installed the meter with my house. The old meter. In fact, I have an encounter with the NEPA people that time. They were trying to encourage me that I should bypass. I told him I don't do this. That's how I was building. I went back to the office the second day I came again to come and see the installation. He was still advising me that I should bypass. And somebody else, one of my younger brothers was working there has advised me that don't bump to the gate. They are the people that will go and report you later. So the time I came, he was insisting. I stopped being straight. That I want to put me to an next problem. And there I called the police station that they come and arrest him. He took the intervention of his colleagues to beg me for a release him.
All right. Well,
these are the things. But now there's an issue with that meter now. They said they want to change that meter now. That to whether the first one. And that those of us who have that meter will pay again. I don't think it's right. It's cheating. So those of us that have that type of meter.
Okay.
If they want to replace it, I bought it that time. I think that the three-phase that I bought for 35,000 and the single phase 25. Oh. If they want to replace, if they are like want to replace for me, it's for me that will pay again.
All
That's
right.
my concern. I don't know what Chief Oduntan has to say about this. A lot of people are about it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in. Bashorun, as he said, a man who takes his title seriously. So it's not Mr. Bashorun, it's Bashorun, and then he called you Otumba. Well, again, let's do the correction all down the line. Actually, our guest is Ashiwaju Bamofin of Egbaland, not Bashorun. But sir, to the substance.
Thank you very much. We call that title Bashorun Agbaoye. Remember the days of Bashorun Guy in Ibadan. Days of Oyo Empire. Now, I thank Bashorun for coming across as a honest Nigerian, and there are so many honest Nigerians, for refusing to bypass. For me, that is fantastic. For allowing the other guy's colleagues to beg him, I just turned out to be a good elder and say, you can go. Please, sir, next time, don't agree. You should have allowed law to take its course so that we can fish out an element like that. I admit that, yes, because I've said it before on this program, that the only way to make Nigerian power sector 100% holy is if you can allow me, and I don't mind going, I can volunteer myself. Send me to heaven to go and hire angels and malaika to come and walk in the discourse. That is the only time you can say, I guarantee 100%. But I can say here that I guarantee 70% of our staff all over the country, over 24,000 people. I know there are many honest officers. But that's why we say, if you see something, say something. Now on the meter, Bashorun, sir, first thing, meters are instrument of measurement. It is what you use to measure consumption. Every meter, anywhere in the world, have a 10-year
lifespan.
10-year
Usable lifespan.
So after 10 years, you are supposed to change your meter. I also understand what
is that the standard all over the world?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
10 years. And in my own 32 years in England, we've had to change meters more than 3 times. But the difference, I would say, and I will admit, while in other developed countries, not like Kenya or Gambia, what we do here is what we do, they do in African countries. In our own case, meter suppliers, these codes are not the meter suppliers.
Okay.
They are third-party companies that are brought on board by our regulator. And the regulator,
yes,
they ensure that they even fix the price of meters in line with the existing market situation.
So it doesn't really worry the consumer at the end of the day. He's not really that involved. It's a system upgrade that everybody is aware of.
Yes.
And
so the meter,
it doesn't have the problem that we have here.
The meter supplier is a third-party meter manufacturer that has to be paid for his product. And we just need to keep explaining this well and better to our teaming customers. In other countries, like developed countries, what they will just do is they just change your meter and go.
That's it.
But they build the cost of it into your bill.
But can't we do that?
Into your tariff.
Can't we do that?
If we do that, the tariff will go up the roof.
Astronomically.
Yes.
Okay,
right now,
one second.
Complain. So
Mr. Joshua has been waiting for a while.
To please be patient with us.
That's the word to Basharon. Okay, Basharon, you heard that. Mr. Joshua in Irewolede. Good morning, sir.
I greet you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And I greet your guest.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
I'm happy he's somebody that knows the law very well. So on that issue of changing meter, I think they should have no explanation. The meter doesn't belong to your customer. The meter belongs to you, all your infrastructure. So you work with the meter owners. So at least make sure that I paid for my meter and you're asking me to give you back, and it's working. So the swapping should be done by them. So there shouldn't be any explanation for it. The other side of Kuyori that I want him to address, there is no stealing that is more than estimated billing. You should stop that thing. Okay, you talk to customers, okay, they bypass meter, you have the infrastructure to prosecute them. Can anybody prosecute Ikeja Electric when they steal from people? I mean, how do you bill people when they have not consumed anything? Up till now, we are still having issues of estimated billing.
Yeah.
And it's like the deliberate thing by them that, okay, they will like it when they put people on estimated billing because it allows them to charge anything they want. That is not good. We have privatization. There is an example. All the things that he's complaining about, I would have been sympathetic to him, but I am not because it is their fault. Remember that there was NITEL before Yori, before the privatization of the telecommunication industry. Now, all these complaints NITEL had before. Now, the private companies came, they deployed the infrastructure and everything was solved. I think the monopoly they are enjoying is a problem for the industry. This distribution should also work to ensure that the privatization has huge investment into infrastructure, technology that helps them to take care of all these problems, and not think that they can solve it by prayer and fasting.
All right, then.
I expect that his people should work on what they need to do. But please, estimated billing should be a thing of the past. That's stealing from people.
All right.
Happen, sir.
All right, Mr. Joshua. Thank you very much for calling in.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. I understand your point. I feel for you, and I know how you feel. And I must say that whenever we get it right, I can say it here with pride that we've gotten it right. Whenever we get it wrong, I can say it here with humility that we got it wrong. Let me first of all say that estimated billing is not a deliberate act by the DISCO. It is not in our interest for people to be on estimated billing, and I will explain very quickly. Number one, when your bills are estimated, it leaves room for argument I didn't use it, where is the power, where is the electricity. Number two, our billing cycle is done in such a way that when you are given a bill today, it is for electricity that you consume up to this day last month. So you may not have had light in the last 2 weeks, and this one will now bring a bill. Naturally, as a human being, you say, where's the light? But we're asking you to pay for what you used 5 weeks ago. So to forestall that, the best solution is for you to be metered. So we would like everybody to be metered. Let me say that the current government, their policy on metering is very clear and straightforward, and we key into it. The policy is that they want every single household in Nigeria to have prepaid meter, to be metered, whether it's prepaid or postpaid, to be metered, so that people can measure their consumption, so that the argument can stop. So I understand Mr. Joshua's feeling and where he's coming from. In terms of monopoly, I'm sure Mr. Joshua may be aware of the new Electricity Act. The issue of monopoly is gone for good. You begin to see a lot of activities in Nigeria, in the power sector. Even Mr. Joshua, you can partner with any company or bring in foreigners and their foreign direct investment into the sector. The law has mandated us to partner with them. You can come and just take Agege and say you want to supply electricity. You speak to Ikeja Electric, our regulator, and the Lagos State government. So we have a better time coming. It has started. And this current government is very clear when it comes to the issue of business and enabling environment. And we are happy with that. Because we are here to do
I beg your pardon for interrupting you, but let me bring in Mr. George, who is standing by. Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to your guest.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Well, Uncle Yori, what the guest said about improvement of electricity is true to some extent. In the area where I live, I think one can say from 12 to 15 hours on the average per day. That's what the supply looks like. It's not too bad like that, although it can still improve. But he said something that caught my attention, that the company borrowed money from CBN to improve the system. This is where some of us are saying that government should bring in companies that have the wherewithal to do this business. If you have to go to the extent of borrowing money from CBN for electricity supply, that tells me that the people or companies involved in it have capability issues. Secondly, he talked about this power supply improvement that has come. We are told that we are getting less than 5,000 kilowatts from the GENCOs. If that has not improved, what gave rise to the improvement in the supply? And then, coming to the prepaid, he said something that 60%, I hope I'm correct, says 60% of prepaid meter owners bypass the...
I think 40%.
The meter.
Okay.
How is that possible for somebody who is using prepaid meter? But is that the reason why they are dealing people with estimated amounts, which is not the... Or is that also the reason why there's a frequent tariff increase?
Okay.
That was...
Okay. Okay, Mr. George, thank you very much. And bringing up that tariff increase is something we'll also chat about very briefly, but the bulk of his submission.
Thank you very much, Mr. George. I thank you for your acknowledgement of the fact that we've been able to give you between 12 and 15 hours on average, and you acknowledge the fact that there has been improvement. Every time I was on this program, you always call in. So I like you for your, I appreciate for your consistency and patriotism. Mr. George, I did not say that the discos borrowed money from government. Let me repeat what I said, sir. And let me first of all mention the value chain for our viewers to understand. We have 3 layers in the value chain. Generation company, those are the producers of electricity, mainly private. Next to it is Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. That's the high tension wire that you see. that is a company that is 100% owned by the government. It's a government parastatal, government company, 100%. Next to it, of course, is we, the DISCOs, which is 60% private, 40% government. Now, we did not take any money. I didn't say we took a loan from government. I said the government, the last government, they got a loan for TCN through the DISCO. And the TCN obtained that loan, not even directly. Apparently, they selected the contractor that will handle the projects. And the CBN pays directly to the contractors. So DISCOs we're just a pass-through. We are more like an observer in the process, but we are also able to also join hands with the project management office of the TCN to inspect the project, to ensure those things are done in terms of quality and the time frame. It's an ongoing project. In fact, we are going to be at the House of Rep on Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock, the House Committee on Public Accounts on this issue. I was there like 2 weeks ago. So we did not take loan from government. So it's not about, it is the TCN. And I'm sure this current government, they are making effort to ensure the efficiency of the TCN. And the TCN people are also working very hard around the clock to ensure that we have an improvement. When you talk about improvement occurred because the GENCOs have done more and better, because the TCNs have been able to take more power and bring more power to us as DISCOs. So TCN has improved. The DISCOs have been able to take this power and give to you, Mr. George. That is why you have that electricity. Because if there is no collaboration and cooperation among the stakeholders, you will know those days when we had a lot of fights. Gone are the days when you will hear us shifting blame to anybody. We are one and the same family. The family is Nigeria. The interest of Nigeria is what is most paramount for us. And what we need to do, the more we work together, the more electricity you will get. So, and the issue of foreign direct investment, even at the recent trip that Mr. President, they took to Dubai and Germany, electricity was very central. So I can assure you that things will improve even better than it is now. Now, talking about meters, 60%.
Hold that, please.
Yes.
So you come back, you return to the meter matter, but Ada in Jos has been holding on for a bit. Good morning, Ada.
Good morning, Yori, and good morning to your guests there, Oduntan.
Good morning, ma.
It's Ada, calling from Jos State. I must confess that the quantity of supply of light has improved on, but the only problem in Nigeria is that it depends on where you live in, Yori. It depends on where you live. That's the issue, and it shouldn't be so. But I think that the major problem, I sympathize with the DISCOs actually. The major problem is that we should be power should be decentralized and be deregulated properly. That we should move away from the national grid issue. So let us work towards having an indigenous meter and electronic industry if you want to forge ahead as a nation. So here, states will be allowed to handle issues of power. They now look for what they can use, like solar, coal, nuclear, biomass, wind, hydro, and so on. So when they now do this, and it will be easy for them to even track this energy self. Everybody will be metered, and then they will have smaller units to control. I think that's the way to go. If not, this power issue will continue. This problem of power will continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Ada, for calling in on that. Maybe,
Thank you very much, Madam Ada. Again, you have also confirmed that there's an improvement in supply. Very honest point. Now, issue of the regulation. Madam, it has happened already. The sector has been deregulated. As a matter of fact, if you speak to your senator or your member of House of Rep or House of Assembly, wherever you live in Plateau State government today can be a distributor of electricity in Jos. So there's no problem about that. It's now a work in progress. Efforts have been made right and left for all of us to work together, and then you begin to see states even having their own regulators. And Lagos State is in the forefront of that. Many states have signed their own electricity act, even Oyo State, many other states in the north. So
you want to talk about meters.
Now meters, I want to still tell Mr. George that What I said was that 60% of prepaid meters I bypass. And when you say, how is that possible? It is very possible. It's just because Mr. George is honest that you think, is it possible? Okay. It is very possible. It's just like when you live in a house and you say, everybody has gone to sleep. They've gone to bed. And in the middle of the night, you wake up the next morning, you notice that the pot of soup, some meats are missing. And you say, how is it possible that pot of soup is missing? Well, the young house girl Joy may have gone there to steal meat while you are asleep. Just because you are not a thief does not mean that your neighbor is not a thief, or people that you know or that you don't know. So I'm saying that, yeah, these are facts. These are things that we have all the evidence. Okay. And in terms of handing them to security agents, we do that all the time. Once we catch anybody, we do that. But
yeah, but we don't.
It's one thing to hand them over. It's another thing for the police and other security agents to do their job.
So that's another.
And even when the police do their job, it's another thing for the judiciary with the workload. You just hear them adjourning cases.
Okay.
For months and months.
I've only got a minute. It's a major problem. I've only got a minute or so left. Let me talk about tariffs, and I know that's a big subject. But what can you say in a sort of by way of a bullet point on tariff? The president is not comfortable with that, and I think he's preventing, an escalation of tariffs.
When you say the president is preventing, that may not be the right statement, Uncle Yori, with due respect. What the president or the federal government is saying is that we recognize, even a primary school student know that Naira has fallen against the dollar, even yesterday. So it's saying that we recognize the fact that the macroeconomic indices has changed drastically against our own currency. And we also recognize that 80% of equipment that you use in the power sector are imported. We recognize that the tariff has to go up, but we now want to pay the difference. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
That is what they are saying.
Is that what
excellent?
Is that what he means when he talks that rather he would rather we depended a bit more on palliatives?
Yes.
I'm
not speaking for them, but we had them loud and clear. They recognize the issue. I like that. What I don't want is one government that will pretend as if there's no issue with Forex, or there should not be increase in tariff. This government say, for now, let's work out the shortfall.
Okay.
And for a businessman, your back on English will say, as long as money is complete. As long as we are able to make up for the shortfall and ensure that we provide the services required by Nigeria, it doesn't really matter who pays. What matters is it has to be paid. We have to stop stealing energy. We have to be more honest.
Indeed. In fact, I think that's a fine point to leave it.
I don't want to mention the name.
Let's leave it
I
at that
just
point.
found out they stole energy in one church.
Oh, dear.
If people in a church can be stealing energy, what are we telling God? Oh, God, forgive us.
Thank you very much, Chief Sunday Oduntan, legal practitioner, spokesperson, and Executive Director, Research and Advocacy of the Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.